Today's First Class Friday episode comes from Pastor Keith Battle, and it's all about what men want. Let's go. Hey, welcome to On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. And today's episode is all about what men want. It's Pastor Keith Battle. He's talking to an audience of women, and he's letting them know, he's spitting real truth on what men want in their marriage. But this is for everybody. Everybody should listen to this one. I'm telling you guys, he dropped some serious gems in this one. I think this is the best one we done put out so far. So y'all listen to this one. Don't forget, follow us on our social media. On Instagram, I am Pat Ratliff. Talisha's Instagram, The Farm D Mommy. And our Instagram together is at Patrick and Talisha, like our Facebook page at Patrick and Talisha. Subscribe, download, rate, and review our podcast on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. You give us a 5-star review, we will read your review on the next show, and that gives you the best opportunity to become our listener of the week. And congratulations to this week's listener of the week, Emmanuel Smith II, _Manny Fresh on Instagram. Go out there and give him a follow. Now here is Pastor Keith Battle.
How y'all doing? I like what First Lady said. We're here to talk about what men want. And it's a real question. Like, what you want, Steve? What do you want? And it's a trip because for years you all were called the mysterious ones. But we just as mysterious as y'all are. And it's because we don't talk. We don't talk. And the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So I don't really know you because you don't talk, because I can't hear your heart because you won't say nothing. So I really don't know what you need or what you want. And so I'm going to try to be a mouthpiece. I can't speak for every man because every man is different, but I can do some things that I think will be accurate in defining what I think men really want. So let's talk about it now. First of all, I believe every man wants attention. And I think I have points for all this that's going to come up. I think I have a little presentation. Do we have that? So point number one is men want attention. How many of you know what ADD is? In the first chapter of my book, I talk about what I call attention deficit disorder. And even though that's a mental health challenge that I don't make fun of in any way, I'm very serious about mental health. I do believe in something called relational ADD, and that's when you're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't pay attention to you. That could be a man or a woman. And what happens is when you're in a relationship with somebody that doesn't pay attention to you, that doesn't appreciate you, doesn't value you, you tend to look for that attention in other places. And it really happens early on in the relationship because there's a period in a marriage where I call them BC days and AD days. So BC days is before children. Before my kids came, I was first. You know, before a man has kids, he can have sex anywhere, in the kitchen, right now. On the floor, just anywhere. Then the kids come and everything got to be sterilized and make sure they sleep. Close the door, lock the door. Then I'm mad at the kids trying to get them Benadryl and Tylenol, make them go to sleep. Messing up. I'm trying to get some. Go to sleep right now. I'll beat you. I tell this story all the time. I got to be careful telling it. I hope this ain't being recorded. My youngest son, I didn't like my youngest son for many years. When he would breastfeed, he would hold my wife's breast and he would look at me and laugh. I still don't like him. He's 23. I'm like, that's my breast. But once a woman has children, her energy is redirected towards the kids. They need her. They can't make it. They can't feed themselves. So now she's been with kids all day, and if she's working, that's even harder, and give baths and do homework and break up fights and all that. And then at 10:30, he come upstairs trying to get some. You just trying to get some sleep. So what a man needs is to be prioritized and know that he's still a priority, that you make time for him. He needs attention. Here's the second thing men need. See, I know they didn't say it in the video, but men need sex and intimacy. It's not just sex, although men love sex. It's not just the pleasure of sex. It's the closeness that sex brings. Now, we as men, we love sex. We love what I call, sometimes a quickie is really beneficial. I call it quick fillet. This sounds because it's fast. Sometimes you just need to get your mind straight so you can go back to sleep. By the way, y'all get mad at us because we go to sleep after sex. Let me explain why a man goes to sleep after sex. When a man has sex with his wife, he deposits something in her called seed. It's in the Hebrew is zerah. It's life. A woman receives seed, so you receive life. We gave life. That's why we dropped our head and died. You don't lay down your life without dying. You gotta go. That's why y'all up rolling your hair and all perky, because we put life in y'all. I'm just giving you the science. Men actually feel closer to their wives when we have sex. Because if you watch a man, how many of y'all married? Watch this. Don't your husband act wild when he not getting something? He got a little attitude, walk around like a little kid. What you talking about? Don't he change when you give him something? He be like, you need me to put some gas in your car? What you need? You need to dump the trash? Hey, you good? The whole thing changed. We also feel closer to y'all when we have sex. So a man feels closer when he has sex. Here's the problem. A woman has to feel close to want it. Otherwise, you're just going to show up and be a mannequin and say, hurry up. This is my responsibility to you. You don't say all that, but a man can tell that. And if he's saved, he's going to take what he can get because he know he ain't supposed to go nowhere else. So it's difficult because a man needs sex to feel close, but a woman needs to feel close. So that tension becomes a very difficult space in a relationship, and you have to get help with that. Here's the third thing. A real man wants a wife, not a girlfriend. Now, we talked about that. That question came up. A real man wants a wife, not a girlfriend. So in Proverbs 18:22, it says, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. When he found her, she was a wife. Right? What's the difference between a boyfriend and a girlfriend and a wife and a husband? It's mentality. Let me talk about men first. I talk about this. I spend 2 chapters talking about this in the book. You can have a grown man that acts like a boy. And when you know a man is a boy, this is how you know a man is a boy in his maturity and behavior, is when he likes to play games. And I don't just mean he's 39, but he in the basement playing Madden, which is another sign. You call him, he say, I'm playing my season right now. He's 39 years old, caught up in a virtual world. But this is the deal you have to understand. We tend to play with things we don't intend to own. Most people don't treat things they're renting like they treat things they plan on owning. So the reason why a lot of men don't want to find a good thing and get married is because they're really boys. And the way you know they're boys is because they like playing. They like playing. That's why you call them a boy friend. And that's why, because they like playing games, that's why we call them a player. And in the world of immature men, the more game you got, the more of a player you are. That's how the world works. So why would a man want to give up being single when he's getting all, it's like being at the prom every weekend. A single man in this culture has more attention than he can ever imagine. He's got women flirting with him. He's got women trying to walk up to him. He's got women praying over him, women asking to believe in God for him, all that. That's a lot of attention. It's like every day he's a hero. He's the homecoming king every day. So it's hard when a man's got all that attention to make a decision because he'd rather play. But a real man wants a wife, not a girlfriend. He really does. He wants to be held accountable because he knows he can't reach his full potential without a helpmeet, without somebody he's doing life with. He wants to share with somebody. He wants to cover somebody. He wants to pour into somebody. He wants to honor somebody. He wants to raise children. He wants to father somebody. But a boy just wants to keep playing. That's why, now on the flip side, here's the difference between a wife and a girlfriend. A girlfriend is a mentality. And the longer you, see, this is the difference between a wife and a girlfriend in your mind. A girlfriend is happy to be a part of a man's life, just a part. A wife knows she's supposed to be the dominant part in his life. It's in your mind. You know, next to God is me. You also, a wife only has sex with her husband. That's her mentality. A wife only has sex with her husband. That's her mentality. I'm going to say it one more time. I don't need you to clap. A wife only has sex with her husband. That's her mentality. Which means this. If you're single and you're not celibate, you have a girlfriend's mentality. Because you're acting like you're a wife. Which means you're playing too. He's playing video games, but you're playing house. Remember we used to play house as kids? You acting like you his wife. That's why you pay his bills. That's why you wash his clothes. That's why you raise his children, because you acting like a wife, but he ain't put no ring on your finger and you ain't had no ceremony. Well, I'm saying you're just as stupid as he is. Both of y'all need to grow up. That's a mentality. It's a mentality.
All right, didn't I tell y'all? I told y'all that was a word. That was a word. It's the best one yet. That's from Pastor Keith Battle. You can follow him over at Instagram at Keith Battle. If you want the full clip of that recording, go to YouTube and type in What Men Want, a discussion at FBCG Women's Fellowship. Pastor Keith Battle. I'll also put the link and his Instagram in the show notes. And that's it for this Friday, guys. You guys have a great weekend. And me and Talisha, we will see you guys on Monday. God bless.
Thank you for listening to On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. For access to all of our episodes, please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever you listen to our show. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, and we will give you a shout out on our next episode. Stay connected with us on Twitter and Instagram at I am Pat Ratliff and at The Farm D Mommy. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week. God bless.